how much more fun it is to be a big part of things this year than last year for you?
It's very fun. Watching the guys you see that you came there with play and that you get to play with them, your class and everything, I know all these new coaches that came in, we had a chance to just, learn a lot of new things that could carry us on to the next level, but it's been fun.
How much did you feel like that star position was kind of made for you once you got a feel for what it
I felt like that's like the most perfect position that a guy like me, safety, underside safety / corner, guy that can fit in the box, fit the run, and still cover. I feel like that's the perfect position for a person like a player like me.
Take us to that pick six.
Well, it was I believe third down. We was in man coverage. My eyes was on my man. He kind of loafed off the ball and ran 2 yards back. And as I was trying to spike, it was a screen. So as I was trying to spike the gap, I ended up looking at the ball, and Bo Wallace ended up throwing it like right in front of the receiver, to the point where I could just reach my hand out and grab it. So that's what I did, and I just tipped it up and just grabbed it and went for 6.
How much did you guys work on attacking those screens last week?
A lot. We had 2 weeks to prepare for it. Our offense even do it, so we've been doing that since the spring.
I don't know how to ask this question other than just to say it. Why didn't you play very much last year?
I didn't really know. We had more experienced guys in front of me. As I was working towards trying to play, they had a package for me, LSU game, which was, I guess, the 3rd game last season. Pretty much that was the game I played. I got more snaps than any other game last season. So I don't know if I really fit the type of defense we ran last season, but I didn't really know. So.
Did that make you think about leaving?
No.
Just talk about playing man. It's something you guys have done more of. How much fun is that for you guys in the secondary and as a defense?
It's very fun. It's like one of our strengths. We also play zone too, but having the DBs we have, the secondary, which is a strong secondary and very experienced and talented that we have, that's like one of our strengths when it comes to playing man, and it's just fun. We've been doing this the whole spring, and it's just what we do.
The way that Coach Cheese and Coach Smith kind of work with you, do you kind of understand them better? Do they kind of get through to you better?
Yeah, what they talk about is very simple, something that's not, really scientific or anything like that. It's just plain old school football. Nothing that got you thinking about, just playing.
When you were working behind Justin in the spring, and he certainly was doing really, really well, and then he's heard you start off the season in that position, did you ever think at this point you'd be leading the team in tackles, 3 interceptions, and being as productive as you are?
I was just worrying about, just being prepared for whatever situation happened, As a backup, as being on like the second team, that's like what, players should think, just be prepared, how much preparation you put into it that would affect, the next man or whatever, just trying to play to the level that's up here,
Let's talk about the defensive front, getting so much pressure. What does that do for you guys back in the second?
Oh, it just, takes the stress off of us, the deep balls and what we have to defend. The front forwards, they're great, We talk about another very talented group, a couple of freshmen, some juniors that's in my class that I came with, and, it's been great. It's been fun playing with them.
Human instinct to look ahead, but just how important is it not to look over Western Carolina this week?
We don't really see that team really differently. We just see them as just another team that we just got to execute. Some teams would just be like, that's just a stat game. But we just look at it as just another team that we should just play and just play Auburn football.
What do you like best about playing Star?
It's so many things, but what I like best is just that I can blitz. You know, like when playing Star, I become like an edge blitzer at times when we send pressures, and that's like, you know, a big thing for me with the speed that I have. I can beat the edge guy and just, you know, make plays from there.
Kind of disappointed you weren't in on one of the sacks yesterday. You still look the first one this year, like the only thing you haven't done yet.
Yeah, I was pretty close, you know, the first 4 games, but I know that if I keep, you know, polishing my craft, I'll get a few.
What was it like to see Casanova back out there today? We heard he was at practice, maybe didn't do a whole lot, but what was it like to see him?
You know, really, it's the same thing. I mean, it was fun. And, you know, I don't really like, you know, see anything as, you know, further than what it is right now.
Well, I just meant coming off, you know, obviously he got carted off, Casanova carted off the field. See him return one day later. I guess
Yeah.
kind of a scary moment, but
Yeah, it was, you know, but you know in Cash, you know, when you know a teammate that you know that's nothing really wrong with them, you know, they probably over exaggerate, you know, an injury. Yeah. So, you know, like once I saw him moving, that was just a good sign of, you know, saying that okay, he's all right, you know, he's tough enough. So
Coach Johnson mentioned McKenna Alexander as a guy getting reps behind you. He's in the Florida kid. How's he coming along, you know, in that same position?
you know, he's coming along great. He still has to learn like the little things, you know, which, you know, can get us beat, but he's a great player. He's a very fine player. You know, same talent, you know, speed and everything, but it just hasn't come to like mentally.
How different is that to this team? 4-1 start. I mean, how different do you guys feel as a team than you did before that first kickoff?
Very different. I mean, you feel like a whole new team, whole new Auburn team. And, you know, we just keep going here, just keep going up, just like Coach Miles was talking about.
Robinson, guys generally compare themselves to NFL players all the time, especially when they get close to being draft eligible, things like that. Star is just kind of a unique position in Ellis Johnson's defense, and you're a very unique sized player for an NFL defense. Is there a guy who you look to at that level as a guy who you try to monitor your game at?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
Well, the guy I look up to is like, you know, pro players, Ed Reed. I came out of high school playing safety, but the star position is very similar to that. And I can compare myself to Ed Reed.
Robinson, you came in with Anthony Swain, did you not, same year? Anthony Swain.
Yeah, I did.
Just talk about what you've seen him go through moving and changing positions and finally get this chance last night.
Oh yeah, you know, Anthony Swain was just all around, just like I was last 2 years. I know he got hurt the first year he came in with us, and he was with Coach Ellis' defense. You know, he was moved from just backer to backer, you know, will. But you know, we had this nickel package that was that fitted perfect for him, and the way he's been progressing. You know, it's been fun watching him play, like finally get his chance to like execute and play.
Robinson, personally, you had a daughter in the spring. Just how much has your life changed in the last 6 months or so?
It just made me get, you know, more mature and responsible, have more responsibility in being a man, and you know what I have to do, you know, to achieve the goals in life and to do what you have to do for, you know, the next person, you know, your family. And it really like opened my eyes, you know. So, you know, like a lot of people play this game for a reason. And now, like, I played the game for the love of the game, and I still do. But now that I have a daughter, I play it for her, you know, most important.
Really changed the way you play on the football field?
Yeah, you know.